Twitter provides a great way to have conversations. By tagging their tweets with a hashtag specific to the conference goers do a variety of things. They live tweet presentations, take notes, share resources and insights, ask for help, and connect with others to build their professional network. Backchannels allow presenters and attendees to participate and interact in ways beyond a typical conference session. They also allow members of the scholarly community who aren't physically present at the conference to join in on conversations. In this study, we wanted to get a better understanding of exactly how academics use conference backchannels, so we decided to examine the tweets they posted related to two academic conferences: the American Educational Research Association conferences that occurred in 2014 and 2015. Our specific questions were around the ways in which professors and students participate in backchannels, how hashtags are used, and how participation in the types of tweets posted changes over time. We looked at over 1,400 users who were identified as academics, both professors and students. We also looked at over 350,000 tweets they posted just before, during, and right after these conferences. Academics, students or professors, were responsible for just over 40% of these tweets. This means that the majority of the tweets came from non-academic accounts, such as publishers, other professionals like teachers or librarians, or institutional accounts. However, even though academics represented the minority of participants, they were more active than non-academics in both tweeting and retweeting. We then looked at the 20 most common hashtags used in the conference backchannel. These hashtags mostly relate to conference topics, interest groups, educational research communities, and the conference locations. Some of these hashtags were more commonly used by professors: queersig, LGBT, LGBTQ, and bullying, for example. Other hashtags were most often used by students. Some examples were education, EdChat, literacies, and Ed research. When we compared the 2014 and 2015 backchannels, we found that the number of participants using the ARA15 hashtag increased, but the overall number of tweets declined. Only a small minority of those who tweeted during ARA14 returned to tweet during ARA15. We also found that tweets academics posted to the backchannel were different than other tweets they posted outside of the conference time. For example, backchannel tweets typically include at least one hashtag, but rarely contained links. In addition to the hashtags, academics used a variety of other hashtags. Some were related to specific events that occurred at the same time as the conference. Baltimore Uprising, for example. Professors were more likely than students to use these hashtags. The hashtags more frequently used by students were ongoing rather than event-specific. Overall, the sentiments expressed in the backchannel tweets were generally positive, though the event-based hashtags, many of which related to civil rights issues, were more likely to contain negative sentiments. The implications of our study can be divided into four main areas. First, backchannels provide a unique venue for both scholarly and non-scholarly participation around conferences. While academics might use the backchannel to share research, publishers also use it to market products. The fact that backchannel tweets use more hashtags and fewer links than other tweets suggests that academics use the backchannel more for commentary and conversation around topics rather than for sharing resources. Second, the purposes and attitudes academics have for using Twitter may be changing. Rather than simply using it to promote their work, academics are using Twitter for a variety of both formal and spontaneous conversations. And while these tweets are generally positive, it does not appear that academics are afraid to express their frustration and discontent with current events. Third, while professors and students may participate equally, the ways they participate are different, suggesting these groups have different expectations and different goals from the backchannel. By using hashtags like emerging scholars, students seem to be using the platform for intellectual growth and career development, while professors instead use the backchannel as a way of participating in contemporary events or affecting social change. And finally, since professors and students use the Backchannel in different ways, it's likely that factors such as academic roles and their related power dynamics influence how they participate in these hashtags. Might not a faculty member with their relative job security be more willing to tweet their views on social justice issues than a student worried about impressing members of a hiring committee? More research into this area would be worthwhile. A more detailed explanation of our study and discussion of these implications can be found in the published paper. Thanks a lot for tuning in. If you liked this summary, please share it with your friends, colleagues, and students.